everyone and Freedom Seekers. I am Tiffany Daly and I am going to share with you today my Young Living story, how I got started sharing Young Living with others. So a little background on myself. I am an occupational therapist. I work in the schools with our special needs kids. And I live in Brighton, but I work in Holt. I work for the Holt Public Schools. And I also have always had a holistic background. I've always been really interested in doing things naturally and avoiding medication, those sort of things. So in fact, when I was in college, when I was studying to be an OT, I was in the honors program and I did my thesis on the use of alternative medicine in occupational therapy. So it's just always been an interest of mine. And so one day, one of the teachers that I work with was hosting a class. She invited me on Facebook to a class, and of course it was in Holt, and I live in Brighton. It's on a Sunday. I wasn't interested in driving to Holt on a Sunday, so I said, hey, I'm interested, but don't want to make the drive. Would you be able to just share the information with me a different time? So of course she met with me at lunch and kind of did a quick and dirty 20-minute intro to essential oils class. Although I had a background in holistic therapies, I didn't know much about essential oils. So I was like, whoa, okay. So I ordered my starter kit and it came and I'm like, whoa, what do I do with all of these? I'm like, I need to learn some more. So I went to her. It's Lindsay Harris is my sponsor. I went to Lindsay and I'm like, how do I learn more about these oils? Because I don't know how to use them. And she's like, she said, oh, well, I can come to your house and do a class for you. You just host the event and I'll do a class for you. So I'm like, great, because I need to learn about these. So she came, she did a class, I hosted, I had one sign up, and it was cool. And then, so I just kind of continued my journey of diving in. I spent like that whole summer just diving in and learning, reading all that I could on essential oils and Young Living and everything like that. So anyways, what else do I want to tell you? I have some notes here so I don't forget things. Pardon that. So anyways, I had no interest in doing the business, of course, like most people do. When they sign up, they're doing it for their personal use, as was I. And so I was started coaching with Laura last summer. I believe it was last August, I started coaching with her, and she encouraged me to attend one of Shannon Hudson's events. And I think for me, that was the turning point, because Shannon Hudson, if you've never been to her classes or events, oh my gosh, she is incredible. She is the most inspirational person probably that I've ever met. She's engaging, she's funny. You've got to go to her events if you haven't been yet. She's in Fenton, so she's got one coming up in November. Make sure you go to that. Anyways, so went to Shannon Hudson, started coaching with Laura last summer. So I've been doing the business now for about a year, I would say. And I just started talking to everybody I know. That's what I do, I just talk to everybody I know. And one of the things that I learned from Shannon Hudson is she teaches us, when something changes your life, like the essential oils have changed my life. I tell everybody it's cedarwood. Cedarwood's my story. I never slept good. I would wake up in the middle of the night, 3:30 in the morning, what are you going to do? You can't take something over the counter, right? Because then you're going to sleep in past when you need to. So I had this whole arsenal of things that I would use to sleep. I had homeopathic stuff, I had herbal stuff, I had melatonin, I had prescriptions, I had over the counter, I had it all. And I just wasn't a good sleeper. So anyways, the cedarwood, a drop on my neck before I would go to bed every night, sleep through the night. It's like the glorious angels were singing, whoa, I'm like, okay, this changed my life. So I'm going to tell people about it, right? Because you want to share. And that's one of the things Shannon Hudson tells us is, when something changes your life, or you've been blessed with something, or, you have a moral and ethical obligation to tell others. So I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm not sure. There's some people who are afraid to share. I'm not one of those. I'm not afraid to share. It changed my life. I want to tell other people. I went into occupational therapy because I wanted to help other people. So this goes right along with what I, studied in college to do. So I talked to everybody about how the oils changed my life, and also it's just really, really rewarding when somebody signs up with you and they get started and you help, guide them to what they need, and then they send you their testimonial. One morning, I'll never forget, I woke up to like the best testimonial on my phone, a private message. Sometimes I get a text or a private message or an email or whatever, a phone call. And people send you their testimonials. It makes you feel so good that you helped that person. I was like, oftentimes I'll be half in tears after hearing people's stories of how the oils helped them. And so it just makes me feel really good about myself that it's just so rewarding when people, you know that you helped people feel better. So that's why I love sharing also. So what I've done with Laura since last summer is the coaching. We did the one-on-one phone calls. Now we're doing the Zoom calls once a month with a pacing partner. That's cool. We set goals. Laura's a great coach. She really helps you set personalized goals, short-term goals for the week, long-term goals for the month. And it helps you stay focused. So setting goals is really great. Then there's times when things get tough. Trust me, I've had a few of those. I had some recently even. Things get tough. You'll want to quit. You can't quit. You just can't. So this is one thing where, even though there are moments where I wanted to quit, I feel like God has called me to do this. He's speaking to me, and this is what he wants me to do. I'm here to help share these oils and help people lead a more natural and healthy lifestyle. So it makes me feel good, it helps people feel better, and it kind of goes along with Gary and Mary's philosophy, too, of getting essential oils in every home in the world. So that's why I'm on this mission. So personally, my story was, I signed up in November of 2014, used the oils for personal use for until last summer, so summer of 2015. I would say probably July or so is when I started the business side of things. So about last summer I started the business, then in January I hit executive, so that was really exciting. I hit executive in January of this year. I maintained executive for, probably 3 months or 4 months. I can't remember exactly. But then I began restructuring my organization. So I lost executive because I started putting my time and people in different legs. So I lost the executive rank, and I've just been kind of hanging on at senior star for a while because I'm building new legs, and it takes time to restructure your organization. So that's where I'm at. I've been kind of hovering senior star, but with an organizational group volume around 6,000. I've got, I think, 129 people in my membership, so that's great. Last summer, I believe I had like 18 or 19. Laura helped me look it up. At first, I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not making any progress. This is so hard, and I'm all upset. And she's like, okay, let's look back a year ago and see where you were at. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've got a lot more people that I'm helping, so this is cool. So for summer, I do probably about 8 to 10. I think this month I did 11 or 12 classes. So I'm busy because I'm pushing forward. I got to get to silver, right? But summer is a tough time. Summer, we get a lot of no-shows. People are out of town. I don't know what it is about summer, but we get a lot of no-shows. So we've been struggling with that, and we're just focusing on doing one-on-ones in the summer. You just meet with people when they're available. I did one today. It's great. What else? So if you are interested in doing the business side of Young Living, that's awesome. Don't feel like you have to undertake this huge undertaking. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing 8 to 10, 12 classes a month. You don't have to do that. If you share with one person and the oils changed that person's life, just think how good you're going to feel. That's great. You can be on a mission to help one person, one family, and maybe that family will help another one. Network marketing is awesome because it snowballs. So it's just a great business model. We help people above us with the people below us. It's a great network market. It's a great business model. And there's no risk. Once you buy your starter kit, you've invested your $160, you've become a member, that's all it takes. It's business in a box, like Laura says. There's no risk. Go ahead and share. So think about, Shannon Hudson always tells us, think about who are the 3 people you care about most. Usually you go to your mom first, your sister, your neighbor, your best friend. go talk to them about the oils. Help find out what they're struggling with. Like if somebody came to me and said, how can I help you sleep? Oh my gosh, I would have hugged them, you know? So find out what they're struggling with, listen to them. Be a good listener, find out how you can help them. That's what this is about, is helping. So find out how you can help, listen, offer solutions, and you're just planting seeds. That's one of the things also that I've learned is it takes time. Starting out is the hardest. Getting to star, getting to your first senior star, it is so hard because you are planting seeds, you're talking, planting seeds, talking to people, and those seeds take time to grow. And personally, I'm not a patient person. You know me. If anyone knows me, I am not a patient person. I want things now. I want it today. I want it immediately. And so that's one of the things I struggle with, is realizing and remembering it takes time. The seeds that you're planting take time to grow. There are, people that will come to your class and they'll sign up the second or third time. So you just want to remember, people, it takes 2, 3, 5, maybe even 7 times of telling them something before they're ready to get started. People all get started when the time is right, God's got a plan for everything. When the time is right, it'll happen. So a lot of people I've talked with them for months before they finally sign up. So be patient. What else? I think that's all. I wore this shirt today because I just want to say to you, never, ever, 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 ever give up. And so that's what my shirt says. I know it's backwards on the camera. Never, ever, ever give up. I specifically bought this shirt for myself to remind myself of that, because there are days when I want to give up, but you just keep going because you know that you're on a mission to help people. So let me know if you have any questions. Good luck. Have a good day.